recording. Hey, welcome back to the Alexandrian Codex. It had not been an hour. It's only been like 20 minutes, something like that. I gave myself a lot of wiggle room. This is Fallout 4. This is the Old World Blues mod for Fallout 4. I can't click back to go back to the splash page. It don't matter. So we played this a lot as various factions. Most notably, most popularly, was our run as the Troll Warren. It's actually kind of remarkable how popular that was, probably because not a lot of people are playing that faction. I think this time, however, I'm gonna go with New Reno. I played New Reno on my own. I haven't streamed New Reno. New Reno's focus tree, like we saw the last time we played, it isn't super big, but it's got some stuff to it, and it lets you turn into the Enclave, which is fun and interesting and weird. There's planned functionality that all the different Enclave factions that can form can eventually join up together, but an update has not been made for this mod in a couple of months. I know that feeling. I'm not trying to throw shade at the mod author. My update schedule is way, way worse on the mods I have running. So, New Reno. Gonna be led by Mr. Bishop. People ideology, never gonna have elections. The bishops are our ruling party. Reno is known for little more than the stench of sex and jet fumes. Its dubious abodes are packed full of scum, all crowded around games of dice, cards, and women. Alcohol is the blood that runs through the veins of Reno's denizens. 4 families battle for influence within the city and its surroundings: Salvador, Wright, Bishop, and Mordino. Each family has its own goals for the city, but only one can prevail. Outside of Reno's territory, the Yakuza attempt to expand what little influence they can find, but their days are numbered. Who's a top dog? Everyone in Reno has been fighting for a piece of the pie for decades. Every one of the big families is looking to get a leg up on the others to find a way to take control. But these days, only one of the families rules the streets. The Klamath deal. Klamath is a small town to the north that, while not a threat to us, could be a decent enough asset, or even ally. We should strike a trade deal with this small town and perhaps open up greater relations. Merc military. Reno has no standing fighting force. Unless you consider the mobsters of the individual families. Instead, they must rely on mercenaries as their armies. Their vast wealth in Reno means their mercs contracts last very long, however. This is New Reno. We're just playing on regular difficulty because, what? No need to make this more complicated for ourselves. We already start hugely outclassed by the NCR, Caesar's Legion, and other major powers, and massive pools of manpower. There we go. So, gonna open up, doing the usual. Actually, are we? Am I going to be going to war very quickly? The biggest city, the biggest little city in the wasteland. Before the atomic fire rained on high. Rained on high? That question mark shouldn't be there. Rained on high? Oh, no. Rained on high, that is a question. Ugh. Yeah, I don't love how that's phrased. Reno was the biggest little city in the world, but now it might just be the biggest city in the wasteland. To this day, the works and structures that survived the end of the world benefit us. What are we doing on? Yeah, construction speed. Let's get research, and let's organization. Now Reno is... Where the fuck did we see this? I'm fairly sure we are civilized. Wait, there gotta be a way to check this. Maybe not. I'm fairly sure we're civilized. We're not tribal and we're not advanced. We're just civilized, so we can't get advanced tech. I think. Yeah, I'm not advanced, but we are civilized. We can potentially become advanced, but we are not there yet. Let's check out our civilian factories. Let's pop a couple new ones in New Reno. And on top of that, just bam, bam, do me like that.
Haven't had a decent meal in weeks.
Got 4 divisions, nothing fancy. Have no commanders.
Sir?
Alright.
Haven't had a decent meal in weeks.
So Evander Garrett is a brilliant strategist. That's a pretty good kid. Garnet. Evander Garnet. We're still gonna have to get a field marshal for this army, but not quite yet. What are our armies looking like? We got militia force and infantry force. Well, let's stick with infantry force. Keep that up there, that up there. What do you need? Infantry equipment and time. Cool. I can do that. Infantry equipment, we're going to stick with pipe guns, range weapons. Pipe machine guns are different. Pipe machine guns are for this. Might not be bad, but we can just go with pipe guns for now, research some basic firearms, go down this train, maybe energy weapons, probably energy weapons actually, because I'm planning to go
Hello, sir.
all on Quaby. Klamath, what do you got? You got 4 to 6 armies, Yakuza have 4 to 5.
Sir?
Why does this have a strength of 24? Yeah, 24 possible. Okay, let's train up some infantry. What do I need? 20? So I'm gonna do 2 rounds of 10, plot you in New Reno, drop you off on that when you're ready. We will still have manpower left over, fantastic. I'm probably gonna make those divisions bigger over time. I think we can unpause and let this go. So, to this day, the works and structures that survive the end of the world benefit us. We get manpower and infrastructure. We get casino funding, which gives construction speed and 2 civilian workshops. Or we gain basic firearm production costs reduced by 5% and 2 arms workshops. Now, I'm not crazy about that production cost. Construction speed might actually end up being better, but those arms workshops could be put to good use immediately. Yeah, let's get the arms workshops. Small-time crime in the wasteland. Not everything that happens in Reno happens because men and women on top want it to. It's a free-thinking place filled with entrepreneurs who are willing to do just about anything for a handful of caps. These basic firearms? I don't know. We'll see. Some do better, and others, and some are legacies. Minor institutions have changed hands a dozen times, but still operate. The Chop Shop is legendary for its stolen machines. Still get us cheaper motorized divisions, 3 new building slots. I'm not crazy about motorized divisions, but the building slots I like. New Reno Arms, we get 5 building slots, damn! And 3 factories, or who could forget the cat's paw? Oh, you only go for the ads? This gives 5 building slots, so either Cat's Paw or New Reno Arms. This also gives us 5 war support. Our current war support is terrible, so boosting that seems like a good idea. What's the deal with New Reno? Our deal? Hell, you know our deal. Living a life, living the dream, doing what you want when you want for as long as you can get away with it. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. What else is there you can want in a wasteland like this? Come on, forget who you are. Forget where you are. Enjoy the party. Sex gives us monthly population growth plus 10%. Drugs, chem research minus 10%. Rock and roll infantry tech research minus 10. I'm gonna go with sex. We need population growth, and pretty badly at that. Okay, these are actions we haven't enable auto-coring. Yes. So auto-coring yes. Okay, I think that's... Oh, you haven't missed anything. I think auto-coring is on automatically. That question mark confuses the hell out of me. Yeah, auto-coring is something that small, non-major factions get. when we were playing as Washington Brotherhood, they count as a major faction. New California Republic, Caesar's Legion are the same way, and I think maybe even the Troll Warren were. Or maybe I misunderstood how this mechanic works. When we control a state that we control, but it's not a core, we can then core it, which is huge. It gives us access to the manpower there, and that could be super useful. Now, who's the top dog? Everyone in Reno has been fighting for a piece of the pie for decades. Every one of the big families is looking to get a leg up on the others, find a way to take control. But these days, only one of the families rules the streets. And you better fucking remember it, or you're in for one hell of a vacation. Eh, bud? What is this? This is the Old World Blues Fallout setting for the Hearts of Iron 4. We're playing is New Reno, which is a mobster city. So I think we want the Salvatores, right? Yeah, we want Salvatore. We very much want the Salvatores. Mason Salvatore has regained power with outside help. We get Salvatore reborn. It's going to take 60 days. One of the smaller families, we Salvatores bore our time. Bore our time? Bide our time. And with great patience and cunning, plotted our way into power. Our old allies in the Enclave traded high-power energy weapons to us in exchange for chemicals, which we used to take control while our enemies fought each other. So early game, we really just want to focus on getting a big enough army ready to move in on the Yakuza, Klamath, Antelope Tribe, etc. All these small people around us and integrate them. Ah, man, I really want to play the original Fallout games again. I should do that. Oh, here's Jackals getting wiped out by the Desert Rangers, as they always do. 60 days is kind of a long time, but that's okay. Get that. Twisted Hairs are annexed. Troll Warren is either going to explode or do wonderfully. We'll find out very quickly. It looks like they're going to explode. Salvatore Reborn. The old stash. We go old stash. What else do I want? Yeah, let's just go down this tree. Our allies in the Enclave luckily left us with a large stash of energy weapons we've unearthed, allowing us to equip our mobsters with weapons far more advanced than our contemporaries. The exact biting edge we need to hold Reno. Ooh, we're still just reinforcing what we have? Ah, no, we are deploying. Hell yeah. So the Yakuza, we outnumber now. Oral instruction, that's ahead of time, that's ahead of time. I don't want any of those. Infantry, is this ahead of time? Yep. This ahead of time? Yep. This is not. Leather armor, cool. Oh, Troll Warren is gonna die. They didn't wrap up one boar before. It's the focus tree that kills the Troll Warren here, because they get missions to attack these people next to them, but the AI doesn't realize it shouldn't take both at the same time. Ah, well, maybe they'll do well. Kinda doubt it. We don't have a lot of manpower, so that is going to be something we're holding on to pretty tightly. Let's move up to early mobilization. The Bloody Night. Utilizing the weaponry of the Enclave, our mobsters will lead a great campaign against the other families of Reno, gaining complete and utter control for us. Our conquest is sure to be bloody, but we will emerge victorious. Washington Brotherhood doing alright? Yeah, doing pretty alright. Don't want any of these yet. That's 2 ahead of time. Land doctrine. Okay, so this is something we should think about. We need one of these that improves recruitable population, and I'm fairly sure that this tree on the far right gives us that. Maybe not. Actually, not seeing it. Conventional warfare? Super warfare, army, militia, leg infantry, recruitable population. Okay, yeah. The conventional warfare tree does give us additional population. And that is what we're going to run out of more than anything else, so we're going to go conventional warfare. We don't need, well, but refined warfare improves our power armor that we're going to get. Yeah, let's do refined warfare. How do you get more manpower when you run out? You can increase your conscription law to stricter and stricter laws, which will get more and more people, but will have consequences for your economy. You can just wait for your population to grow. You can annex new areas and use recruit from the population there, but that's really not a very sustainable way to do it. We'll just have to be very careful when we attack and try to stave off any unnecessary losses. Oh, right. Right. So we get special leaders because of our choices. Political power gain minus 10 stability. Horrible. War support plus 10 stability plus 10. Recruitable population minus 3. Awful. Kind of good, but that recruitable population dip is terrible. Research time reduced, but more consumer factories used. Not crazy about any of those. Yeah, let's just hold off on that. Really, I think I should just save up political power, because we're going to be wanting to change a lot of these. Weapons and equipment research time. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the Van Graffs, or Crimson Caravan, to try to reduce our tech time. 5, 4, 3. Our stability's not bad. Not amazing, but it's not bad. Calling in old allies. Some remnants of the old enclave still survive, and for all their help in our dominion over Reno, we should welcome these remnants to our city. Gain even more protection from their elite soldiers as a result. This will give us an air base and something else. Yep, Troll Warren's gone. Surprise, surprise. Another day. Another failure at expanding. So the Washington Brotherhood, I'm really looking forward to them getting a reworked tree, because they should be expanding, but they just stop after this first war that they're in. New focus tree would be very cool. Oh, you're attacking Arroyo. Going aggro. You are fighting the hangdogs. You're probably going to win. Cyclops tribes. Yeah. Lots and lots going on around us. Don't really need to worry ourselves too much about it, though. 0.22 years ahead of time. Yeah, I think that's okay. So... calling in old allies is done. We got super important there, and I just skipped through it. Super important. We just got XO1 armor. XO1 power armor, which is one of the best power armors in the game, for free, very early on. Now, our problem right now is we can't very well produce it. I'm gonna start a line of it just to get the production efficiency up, but we have no advanced technology where we are right now. So we're going to have to seek some out. The closest advanced technology is in the NCR, but we're not going to have much luck with that. However, up here in Klamath and Doris, there's some advanced tech that we could use. The Yakuza have a little bit of advanced tech we could grab. Vault City has a lot, so moving into Vault City might be a good idea. Especially when they're only ruled by intellectuals, because they won't have a lot of allies. The Enclave remnants, I'm gonna make into a separate army. Let's recruit a new commander. Jonas Crittenden. How many... Where? That political power this costs? Yeah, let's recruit someone else. George Harrison. Can I promote you, George? Yeah. So George is going to be our field marshal with absolutely no experience whatsoever.
What's up?
That certainly doesn't bode poorly. And Jonas Crittenden, I suppose, can lead this army. What we need to do is get Sergeant Granite's defense company. Let's go Merc military. Reno has no standing fighting force, unless you consider the mobsters of individual families. Instead, they must rely on mercenaries for their armies. The vast wealth of Reno means their Merc contracts last very long.
Sir.
Vault City is kind of occupied right now. It would probably be a good time to move on them. What's your army like? 6 to 10? Let's just hold off. Still need to build our army. Once it's built, still need to train it so that they make the best possible use of what limited manpower I have. You're cleaning out the Vipers? Yeah. I wonder what way they'll go this time. Last time, for the first time, I saw the Desert Rangers side with the Brotherhood of Steel. Weird occurrence. Unique mercenaries. The leaders of the Reno families have their own special contracts in the mercenary world. Some mercenary armies are more disposed to offer contracts to them. These unique mercenaries often tailor their specific needs to the specific needs of the family leaders. Yeah. That's what that says. And we'll go down here, get the Enclave Technician. Can't remember what other one I need to go down. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried. Alright, 24 to 24.
Hello, sir.
Why don't you start exercising? Let's set up an offensive line. You can start planning. Modify government. Do I like you? Do I like you? I like some of these, which are not available yet. Industrial concern theorist. Go for you.
Hello.
Suppose you don't need to have your own front, Jonas. How do we have you here? Also execute slowly, but you spearhead your way to Carson City. That'll do fine. So this will give us research for land doctrines, which is not crazy. But Sergeant Granite's defense company, a waylaid company of Enclave remnants, the company has found a moderate living in protecting smaller settlements from raiders with their highly advanced technology. Their grizzled leader, Sergeant Granite, diligently trains his company to await the return of the Enclave. This gives us power armor production cost minus 10%, energy weapon research time minus 25%. Or production for the XO1 minus 10%. We are producing some XO1, but we're only making 2 suits a month. Still, 2 suits a month? That's kind of impressive. Making 2 suits of power armor per month. That's with one factory at about 30% efficiency. Cool. We are pumping out a lot more pipe guns. Can we go with energy weapons? No, we haven't researched them yet. Refined warfare. Now, I'd say let's do something else, but we have the Can I start going for energy weapons right now? No, that's still ahead of time. Let's do the land doctrines. Concentration force. It's going to hurt our recruitable population factor, but it improves recovery rate and organization. It's a big trade-off. Do you want better armies? Do you want more armies? Factory output, factories in a state, 20%. Yep, basic forges are what I want. Four, three, two, 1, 0. There's Sergeant Granite.
Hey there.
Do I have him as a leader? Fuck yeah. Sergeant Granite is pretty goddamn good. 2423 probably would make a better field marshal than who we currently have. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Haven't had a decent meal in weeks.
Lose a skill level. Yeah. Let's
Hello, sir.
replace this squirrely man with our excellent Sergeant Granite here. Sergeant Granite. Offensive doctrine? Maybe. Charismatic. Yeah, let's go for charismatic for his first trait. Organization first. And offensive doctrine. Dope. New national focus. Caps for loyalty. Though many say mercenaries' allegiances are fragile at best, caps are the greatest motivator for many living in the wasteland. We have a lot of them. We get caps for loyalty, which increases division defense and core territory by 10%. Start going down some infantry equipment tech. Make our army a little bit better. Is this
Hello,
fully
sir.
trained? Yep, this is looking good. So you can stop training. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't I have a mission that will allow me to attack? Towing the savages, tying loose ends. Yeah, tying loose ends. So we'll go down that. So I don't need to fabricate claims. I might want to, but I should hold off and be patient. Chief of Army. I can't make him Chief of Army right now. Ah, that's a shame. Ah, Tech Officer Hilden we'll have shortly. Cool. Military Council funding. In an almost unprecedented act, we could formalize a council of mobsters devoted entirely to arranging military actions. Among the mobster bodyguards and mercenary armies we have on contract. So we get -3 research time, 3%. Pretty substantial, even though it doesn't seem that way. It will be. After that, we can grab this Enclave Technician, which will reduce common energy weapon production costs by another 25%. Will really incentivize me actually researching common energy weapons. Get rapid deployment, max speed increase, again, population factor decreased. NCR declare war on the Scorpions. Yeah, you knock yourself out, man. We have Enclave Remnants, which are 2 lines of 4, and we have Granite's Company, which are 2 lines of 4. So why don't I...
Hey there.
I can't change your templates.
Hey.
Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess we'll live with that. There we go, there's that. Enclave Technician has required focus, completed focus, Sanctuary City. Sanctuary City. Sanctuary City is down here. Okay, let's go for that. All roads lead to Reno. All roads truly lead those looking for a night of fun to Reno. Investing in local infrastructure is sure to lead us to more business and, of course, in more profit. I could trade someone for more advanced technology. That might not be a bad idea. Militia training done. Basic firearms, we are almost caught up to when I can start knocking that off. This is ahead of time, this is ahead of time. Let's get tribal huts. Monthly population gain 3%. Now that population gain is tiny, but given a long period of time, it adds up. And even every drop in the bucket matters when you only have 5,000 manpower. Do I want any of these political advisors? Not really. Industrial concern, industrial research time. Yeah, let's get that. Certainly doesn't hurt. That's still ahead of time. Let's get Adobe housing, which will increase our population growth again. Once both of those are done, we can probably move on to those that were marked ahead of time. Rapid deployment. We can keep doing flexibility of movement, better breakthrough, longer training time, less organization loss when moving. That's cool. Maximum speed increased, maximum entrenchment reduced, and organizational loss while moving reduced again. This gives support companies better defense, soft and hard attack, and organization. That's very good. This gives armies better recovery rate and reinforcement rate. I think flexibility command I like more. So let's go down there. And we don't have any support companies right now, so it's not immediately useful, but I think we'll go down there. Precautions. Precautions must be taken in Reno to protect our assets. It's not enough to rely on the peace of our neighbors in such a place as a wasteland. A great wall must be constructed around New Reno. Look at us, 3 outposts. Now, this game has outposts and bunkers. Bunkers inflict an attack penalty of minus 30% for each level on the attacker in combat, whereas bunkers are only minus 15%. Bunkers are 4 times more expensive than outposts. So outposts are cheaper to throw up quickly, but bunkers are really good for really locking down a specific area. Don't think we need an aircraft designer or anything like that. But this is technically still overtime, but I'm going to go for it. Basic firearms. Chief of Army. I think we're going to get granite. Oh, yeah, we have granite. Alright, cool. He reduces training time by 10%, gives 10% army experience gain. That's actually way less better than I thought it would be. But we'll keep him for now. Honestly, I would have gone with Peter Scales as generic leader instead, if I had looked more carefully. New Reno radio. Construction radio towers across Reno would be useful both for entertainment, as we can broadcast music, but also as a way of subterfuge and communicating out with mobsters and other armies. One a week. Not bad.
What's up? Haven't had a decent meal in weeks.
Yeah, I really should play as a gang sometime. I've not seen their trees at all. Really, I should play Caesar's Legion at some point, but just haven't. So I don't know if this is going to take the 4 hours or if this is going to go more than 4 hours, but what I'm wanting to do is place New Reno, form the Enclave, take a bunch of shit over. See how well we can do as the Enclave. That's about the extent of what I have planned. Sweatshop labor. The ends justify the means. Sweatshop labor is ultimately extremely efficient. There are wasters and junkies who would die in the streets, at least this way they're employed, so we gain sweatshops, which increases production efficiency base by 10%, and production efficiency growth by 5%. Dornan has returned. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait on a few of these. Snooky. can move up to partial mobilization. So consumer good factory use is even lower. Should be a little bit faster to make arms workshops. I mean, only a little, but every little bit counts. All of our new factories are going to be put into producing power armor. Really, it's just trying to get this up to speed. Eventually, I'd like to transition this entire set of dudes over to using power armor, not just shitty pipe pistols, but that might be a bit of a pipe dream. We'll see how long that takes. Sweatshop labor is done. Sanctuary City requires either Vangraph expansion or looting the Sierra Depot. Ooh, okay. Construction, civilian. Okay, lots of factories. Monthly population, airbase, recruitable population. Ooh. I'm gonna go renovating the Shark Club. Shark Club is the largest casino in New Reno. Owned by the Bishop family, it's a thriving core of gambling and entertainment in the very heart of New Reno. It could use some revitalization. Basic firearms done. Laser muskets are still ahead of time. We got that at least. Industry. That done? Yep. Industry, we can do resource gain efficiency, which, you know, might not go amiss by doing that. Is this ahead of time? No. Get better computing machinery. Go to production, switch this out with basic firearms. So now, instead of having guns made out of pipes, 2x4s, we're gonna have better, legit guns and power armor. The power armor is going to take a long time to get up to what we'll actually need to re-outfit an entire army like this, but the other guns will filter in pretty quickly. Basic melee weapons. No. Baby, no. What is you doing? That is not what I want at all. Recovery rate increased. Reinforcement rate increased. I'm about that. 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Shark Club. Renovating the Desperado. The Desperado is another one of New Reno's great casinos. Owned by the Mordinos, it's also the center of the drug trade of Reno. Primarily, the trade of jet. Twelve more units of advanced technology are needed. You know what? Why don't we? Hey, Western Brotherhood, hook me up. This will slow down construction a little bit, but that'll help speed up production. Pumping out 3.5 suits of power armor a week. That's one every 2 days. That's pretty good. Now we need to get this stockpile pretty friggin' high. NCR declaring war on the Rapids. Can I trade more of these? No. I've been plotting this attack on the Yakuza for a long time. It's gonna be a while. We are trying to flip over to the Enclave before I do anything else. Renovating the Wright Distillery. The Wrights amass their fortune and power through the distillery and distribution of alcohol. Despite their insistence, they're temperate teetotalers. Renovating their distillery will bring more riches to Reno. Okay. I'm not crazy about any of these political... actually, I'm gonna go with William Pope. He makes military factories 10% faster to build. Raoul, I'm sure we're gonna use. Quincy, we're probably gonna use. Captain Judah Krieger, we're probably gonna use. So, Pope here, Pope Man, maybe a temporary appointment here, but he'll still be useful. 0.2 years ahead of time. 0.24 years ahead of time. That worth going for? Yeah, that's worth going for. Gonna start making energy muskets. Gonna switch this out with the guns we're making. Just so we can have some legit energy weapons going on. We have production of energy weapons is 10% cheaper. Van Graff expansion. Allowing the Van Graff family to expand their operations and energy weapon dealing would bring in even more money. In a dangerous place like New Reno, people deserve a little protection. So that'll allow us to get Sanctuary City. Sanctuary City will allow us to get the Enclave Technician. Enclave Technician will get us one step closer to being the Enclave. I honestly can't remember what else we need. I do not remember. Ugh. Look at all those dudes. They have so many dudes. It's so easy to be envious when you're playing one of these tiny powers. Alright, moving on to Sanctuary City. Reno is a prosperous city, and we often find the disenfranchised of the wasteland at our gates. Opening up for a sanctuary city would cause an influx of population, but may present other opportunities. This is going to give us manpower, which is almost as much as we have in free manpower right now. Try not to waste it. Volunteer only, let's go up to limited conscription. No penalty, just 10% more recruitable population, doubling, well, tripling the potential pool we have. Laser muskets is done. Common energy weapons. Is our production for common energy weapons? Yeah, well, one step at a time, I guess. Metal armor. Now, what are we short on? We're short on electricity. We are short on metal. We need more advanced technology. We need more electronics. Can't have one thing go easy, right? Advanced technology. What, aren't we trading for 16 of that? We'd need twice as much now, huh? Alright, so let's see. Mojave chapter, let's talk to you. Washington Brotherhood, let's talk to you, because I know you're not going to go to war. Washington Brotherhood, let's talk to you. And Washington Brotherhood, let's talk to you. That used up a lot of factories. Now we're only using 4 to make our military factories, but that's okay, because we're pretty much capped out here. Eventually we will have access to all those resources we need, and we won't have to keep extracting them from other people, but when is the war? Gonna be a minute. So we have to change a couple things before I'm ready to go to war. Because we have no manpower, I'm being very, very conservative with it. I don't want to jump into a war before we are ready and able to fight a war and win quickly and easily with minimal losses. Enclave Technician. To this military council, we could add a former member of the Enclave whose first-hand knowledge, that's the wrong form of first, whose, W-H-O-S-E is what that should be, whose first-hand knowledge of the advanced technology and pre-war tactics could be invaluable. This will give common energy weapons production costs another 25% reduction, making a total of 35% cost reduction. Be very, very nice once we have that going. Making 1 1/3 power armor suits a day. Can I use those? No, not yet. Nope. Can't use power armor yet. Because we're still not an advanced faction. We have powered armored troops, we just can't make more of them. Violently kicking the generator. Caesar's Legion going to war with Cowboy Country. Have fun with that. Guerrilla Tactics is done. This ahead of time, this is ahead of time. This is ahead of time. Let's go into industry, get metalworking, increase our construction speed a little bit. Rise of the Remnants. Mason Salvatore's plans have finally come to fruition. In a night of supreme violence and bloodshed, hundreds of former Enclave personnel slaughtered his rivals in New Reno, butchering each of the great families. Unfortunately for Salvatore, the Enclave never intended to keep around past this point, and his own organization has found itself on the firing line. Sergeant Dornan, the meanest man to grace the wasteland, has taken control of Reno. Time will tell as to whether or not this is part of a bigger plot. New Reno will now be known as the Enclave. Governor Ark Dornan becomes leader for the Elite's party. Politics will change. The Salvatores will be the ruling party. Public elections will never be held. And we will create the faction, the Nevada Enclave. We're now advanced. We have Tesla energy weapons. And dope.
Hello, sir.
So, first Nevada Corps, why don't you join that?
Hello.
Second and third Nevada Corps, go ahead and join that. We now have Enclave Infantry and our infantry force. So these all can be upgraded to Enclave Infantry. This is going to take a fuck ton of reinforcement. I know. This is why the first thing I was trying to do would become the Enclave, because now we are advanced. We have fucking Tesla weapons and X01 power suits, which are some of the best weapons and armor in the game. Now we can focus on building things up and setting ourselves up a little bit better. New Reno, adding more of this would be nice. Expansionism, not yet. American PMC. Farmsteads, what do we got here? Recruitable population, partisans, arm manufacturing, and one new research slot. So let's do Modoc farmsteads. The farmsteads of Modoc are a great source of food for the people of Reno. Investing in their expansion could lead to a higher population in the city as more people prosper and stay fed. Now that we have new leadership, I can actually get Quincy in here, who can make faster civilian factories, infrastructure, engineer. Raul can give us an additional 10% growth to our military factories. The Western Brotherhood and the Steel Rangers have declared war on us. Well, they can't reach us. And we're definitely not going after the Yakuza first now, because if we do, then we have to take out the Steel Rangers as well. Not necessarily impossible, but their armies are quite substantial, and we're not ready for that. However, since we are at war, we can probably do war economy now, right? No, world tension still isn't high enough. Pity, metal armor's done. Ahead of time, that's ahead of time, that's ahead of time. Ahead of time, this is not. Yeah, the Brotherhood of Steel isn't too happy about the Enclave being back, so they get an immediate war against you. Binoculars. But all this is, yep. Back to industry. How's that doing? 0.5. Resource gain efficiency. Yeah, let's focus on that.
What's up?
Oh god, we are like double our support limit here. Okay, well, why don't I focus on that first? And 222, move that all the way to the bottom. Okay, Modoc farmsteads complete. Old Reno Airport. Restoration effort could be made in the airport of the pre-war Reno, allowing it to be reused as an airbase just outside of Reno. Possibilities of a network of Reno planes is endless. Say Reno one more time. Yeah, we were trading with the Brotherhood, but now we can just go Washington Brotherhood, hook me up, Washington Brotherhood. Let's trade with the Mojave chapter. They haven't joined the Brotherhood of Steel yet, and because the Brotherhood of Steel are at war, they might not be able to get the Mojave involved. They might not.
Haven't had a decent meal in weeks. Hello?
Oh boy. Okay, actually, right now, let's cancel all these trade deals. I'm saying cancel these trade deals because I need those civilian factories to pump up our infrastructure. I didn't realize how bad it was. Our infrastructure being as low as it is making it so that we are losing supplies every week. This is almost 200% at capacity. Why you don't build a giant army of power armored soldiers in the middle of the desert without thinking about it. Extended contracts. Unlike the tyrannical New California Republic, we don't force our citizens to fight. Instead, individuals with particular sets of skills sign up to mobster families as protection. Extending these contracts will lead to more reserve manpower. That's getting a little bit better. Metalworking, 0.3 years. Scrap shacks. Let's get our population up and up and up. So it's entirely likely the New California Republic will go to war with the Western Brotherhood of Steel. At that point, it would be a great opportunity for us to move in on the Steel Rangers, but we can probably take them on our own. The Western Brotherhood is advanced. Our weapons, our Tesla weapons are better, our Exo-1 suits are better, but we need to outfit our entire army and have a decent reserve because they've been building advanced weapons since the beginning of the game. 30 is not bad. I'd like to see that number go up, frankly. I'd like 48, probably. I don't even know if we can get that high. Looting the Sierra Depot. The Sierra Army Depot holds armaments and treasures unimaginable. Having designated a team looting the depot would create a steady import of armaments to the mobster families of Reno. Research slot available. 1.8 years. 1.18. Yeah, let's go ahead and get physical blueprints. Logging camps are done. Engineering, is this? This is almost not ahead of time. Let's go for improved computing machines. Now, this technological advantage will make us advanced and able to punch harder than the NCR, and certainly harder than the Caesar's Legion. Engineering, nah, none of that yet. 0.1 years, yeah. Platoon training. The Yakuza we could probably knock over very easily. We outnumber them, what, 2 to 1? At least 2 to 1. But our massive need for reinforcement, both in terms of weapons and armor, is making me inclined to think we should wait. Or support stability. Let's get Judah Krieger in here. Improved stability will help factory output. Political power gain will be nice. Sierra Depot excavation. Converting the Sierra Depot looting to a full-scale excavation would take some manpower, but ultimately the pre-war secrets of the army base are too valuable to ignore. We could glean a lot of insights from the depot. This will give us another research slot, which is very, very good. Especially with us being advanced, we're going to be researching a lot of things for some time to come. Oh, Vault City's gone. The Pale Folk took them out. How about that? Here, High Command, Max Entrenchment, Special Forces Attack. Oh, Tech Officer Hilden. Laser battery equipment and power armor equipment. Better breakthrough, better hardness, better soft, hard attack, and piercing. Very good. That breakthrough and hardness is immediately actionable. The laser battery equipment will be later. If/when we research that. It's more of a question when we can produce that stuff when we have proper resources for it. Silver Rush will help to start fixing our need for advanced materials. The Silver Rush is the establishment of the Van Graffs, who deal in energy, weapons, and other advanced technologies. Their establishment means a greater availability of advanced technology for Reno. 0.8, 0.18, 0.8, 0.8. Can I get special ops? Really, I can. Is it? I don't think I'm going to use them. Scavenge, power armor, basic power armor, basic power armor. I can do the XO1 Mark II. Yeah, let's go for that. The XO1 Mark II is the best power armor in the game. Accompanying that with Tesla energy weapons, which, holy shit, we're not making Tesla energy weapons. I'm an idiot. But we wouldn't be producing any if we were, because we're so lacking in advanced technology. So, nope. Totally according to plan. Meant to keep it on laser muskets. Definitely not a mistake. Physical blueprints. 0.75. Resource gain efficiency seems like it could be nice. Let's go for the scavenge power armor as well. Even if we're not using the scavenge power armor itself, these power armor battalion bonuses can increase the max speed for power armor, armor for power armor, etc, etc, etc. So it's quite good. That's ahead of time, that's ahead of time, that's ahead of time, that's ahead of time, fucking everything's ahead of time. Let's go on walking tanks. This will increase breakthrough, soft attack, hard attack, increase training time, reduce entrenchment speed, reduce entrenchment, but reduce organization loss while moving. We don't move until we're ready, but God, once we move, we'll just knock everything over. You don't have an Air Force? Oh, you do. Are we... we should probably build an Air Force. This will give infrastructure. It's actually quite nice. Construction speed plus 20%. This is war support and stability. That could be nice. Generic mercenaries. This would give infantry equipment production costs reduced. I might make that later on just for more manpower. Now, let's not do that. Expansionism, Klamath deal. Yeah, sure. American PMC. The armies of New Reno have always been a mishmash of mercenary forces hired from all across the wasteland to enforce the will of the families. These men and women are entirely willing to work for the Enclave's coin. For this gives us a 50% research bonus for land doctrine and unlocks the Enclave tree, which is the more important part of it. Is it at 60? God, that's still not great. Doing what I can. I know one of those focuses would have given us free infrastructure. Might not have been a bad idea. computing machine. Hell yeah. 1.55 years ahead of time. Let's not go for that. 1.5. Let's go for Corey picks. Now we're at about an hour. I'm gonna keep streaming this for quite some time, but if you are watching this on YouTube after the fact, you know the deal by now. This is gonna be the end for today. Stop by again tomorrow for more. In the meanwhile, make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, all that silly shenanigery. Till then, toodaloo, take care. I'll see you later. Bye bye, YouTube.